Hi, welcome to another edition of Business Bites. My name is David Tighe, the Managing Director of Bauer Media here in Northern Ireland. Each week, we check in with someone in business who's going to give us some insight, information and opinion. And this week, I'm really pleased to welcome my guest, Colin O'Neill, who's the CEO of the Colin Glen Trust. Colin, welcome to Business Bites.
Hey, David. Thanks for having me.
No, it's our pleasure. There's a lot of Collins on the screen here. So let's find out about the Colin Glen Trust. Could you give us a potted history of what is the Colin Glen Trust and how did you get to where we are today with it?
Yeah, Colin Glen Trust was set up in 1989 with the sole purpose really of transforming an area of green space within West Belfast. And it was an environmental project and still is an environmental project. So we've the 200-acre Colin Glen Forest Park, which has been transformed into something beautiful, described by many as Belfast's green lung on the foothills of the Belfast Hills. It's got paths and rivers and plateaus and viewpoints and access into the National Trust land and Divis and Black Mountain. So it's a key part of not just this part of Belfast, but all of Belfast and a key attraction now. And that was our goal within the last few years, to try and turn it into something of a tourist destination. And the motivation behind that really was that it was funded. We received funding for managing it. And way back in 1994, the Trust embarked on a social enterprise program, and we took on what was left of the old Dunmurry golf course. We turned it into a 9-hole golf course on our Blacks Road site. And then when I came along in 2010, we built a driving range, we put in 3G pitches, and then we started to look at things within the Forest Park. We built the Gruffalo Trail, which is hugely successful, Skytrack, which is a ropes course within the lower part of the Forest Park. And we started outdoor activity, adventure type activity as well, and just started to grow piece by piece. And then probably about 5 or 6 years ago, we became a bit more ambitious. We started seeking funding for major attractions. We did a bit of research and came up with things that were quite unique and didn't exist anywhere else in Ireland. So our Alpine coaster is the first of its kind in Ireland. Our zip line is 700 meters long. It's the longest in Ireland by a considerable distance. And we were the first driving range in Ireland to have interactive technology. So we had top tracer technology, and now we've gone to TrackMan technology. So basically you stand in the driving range, hit your golf balls out as normal, and they're tracked, and you can play virtual golf courses, family games, or you can just practice your golf as well. So it's for the golfer as well as sort of family entertainment. And of course, we also have the football dome as well, which holds, I think, is probably 9-a-side, full-size 9-a-side football within it as well. So lots of new developments in there just to take us into a more secure footing, because as I said at the start, we were funded, now we're not. So we have to stand on our own 2 feet.
Well, there's a lot going on. By the sounds of it, it sounds like a very exciting trip to go around and see everything there. How has it been for you moving moving? It was, I'm sure, it obviously still got the social enterprise aspect, but it seems like you're going more into a very serious sort of tourism space now. So how important do you think your location is in the overall sort of tourism NI offering, if you like?
Yeah, well, I think my background before I came here was I was marketing director in the Grand Opera House, marketing manager in the Odyssey Arena, and worked for Visit Belfast when it was Belfast Visitor and Convention Bureau. So when I started here 12 years ago, I saw the potential for tourism and leisure. And that's really what we've been trying to do ever since I came here, was turn it into that. What I'm pleased with is where we have managed to get it to. And yes, we had a couple of years of sort of COVID and shutdown and restrictions, but we managed to get through all of that and come out the other side of it ready to go. So basically, whenever the restrictions started to ease, we were ready to go with golf. We were ready to go with the coaster and one of the zip lines. So I think we sort of seized the nettle, as it were. We kept going during the difficult times and used those as an opportunity to get everything done. We were always confident we were going to come out of it, but I was delighted with the reaction of the public. I was delighted with the sales that we got as well. And just there recently, in the last few weeks, we were awarded a Traveller's Choice 2022. So not only have we got some of the best attractions in the country, but we're also delivering a brilliant service as well. So we've got a fantastic team around us who are excited to be here and believe in our vision. So we're one of the top attractions in Northern Ireland, and we intend to keep growing and improving all the time.
So what kind of mix have you got in terms of your visitors? What between local people and perhaps people who are coming in visiting this part of the world from other places?
Yeah, I think during the summer especially, we're probably about 25% what we call out of state. So we are seeing quite a few people from the south. We're also seeing quite a few people who are coming to Belfast for a short stay or visiting family and friends who are coming as well. So we're getting quite a few people over from England. We're just looking at postcodes on our booking system and seeing that people are coming from all over. It's important for us that we serve our local community as well. So a good majority of our customers would come from the local area, and certainly an even bigger number then from the Belfast area. But we are seeing people coming from all over Northern Ireland, and especially whenever we first opened up, coming out of lockdown, we were seeing people coming from all over just to come and play golf. So I think we've got our brand out, we've got our message out, and people are aware of us. We've got a good social media company working with us, and so I think we're appealing to people right across the island and beyond.
And where do you think the future is for the Colin Glen Trust and Colin Glen? You know, obviously exciting times now as thankfully leave the COVID scenario in the rearview mirror with fingers crossed. What's the future?
Well, I think for us, we're trying to create an experience right the way throughout the Forest Park. So at the minute we have Skytrek at the bottom part of the park. We have our leisure site on the Blacks Road, which is to say has got the driving range and the golf product and the football product. And then on our top station, we have the coaster and the zip lines. What we want to do is create an experience right the way throughout the park. So we're looking at different attractions, different additions, different product that we have that we can create a journey throughout the park. We also have funding in place to create a mindfulness trail, which we're working on at the minute, and that should happen certainly in time for next spring or summer. And we're also looking at accommodation within the park. So we've a number of major plans. We want to build a new visitor centre. We want to connect the two sites up, and there's a lot of sort of smaller things that we can do in the meantime that will mean that the overall experience for people coming to Colin Glen can be something that's unrivaled. Things that are unique and things that you have to come to Colin Glen to do. That's what we've built. We've built attractions that you can't do anywhere else. So by coming to Colin Glen, you'll be able to say you've done Ireland's longest zip line, Ireland's only coaster, Ireland's only trackman driving range. So because we are unique, people will want to come here so as they can talk about it and say that they've done that. And that's the thing about us. We've got attractions that you need to come to Colin Glen to do.
Well, Colin, it seems like there's enough to be getting on with over the next few weeks and indeed the next couple of years at Colin Glen Trust. So, Colin O'Neill, thank you very much for being our guest this week.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, David.